Ruby Community Conference organized by Visuality presents Nick Sutterer, The Story. Enjoy.
Did you try to switch it off and on again? Thank you for this warm welcome. So this is AI generated. This is the work of my friend Marta, who's traveling with me. This is the first conference ever. I travel with a mate. It's great. I will do this all the time. No, Marta, where are you, by the way? I have your sandpaper, the one I owe you. So it's right here. So you get it. The story is not my title. That's something they came up with. Obi was just asking me, what is your story? And I said, Actually, I think this talk is the story of an old guy who is using Ubuntu, Sublime 3, and the terminal for the last 15 years, and who doesn't want to change his fucking environment. Actually, I came up with a better title. So the thing is, I'm at this conference because I suddenly started to be in a WhatsApp group of a lot of familiar names, and they started to talk about, AI and blah, and this presenter and that presenter. And then, Nick, are you ready? And I was like, what was going on? So there was this kind of chat that I should be giving this lightning talk about AI, and so I didn't really know what to talk about because, I mean, I'm not so experienced with AI. And obviously the answer was, I'll give some talk about AI and how it helps users with Trailblazer. Trailblazer is a framework. I'm going to talk about that really briefly. And so how users can, use AI to use your framework or something. And to be honest, it felt kind of like a bit boring because, you open one of those, is it called agent or something? I have no idea. I also learned that you can use AI and LLM all the time you can swap this. LLM is great because you can say drunk. So I didn't really feel like giving a talk about, hey, this is how you use my framework with AI. It's just going to give you code, and that's really boring. And also the thing is, so with AI is that I'm probably the person in this room who has the tiniest amount of experience with AI. I'm not joking, really. I mean, I have, as I said, I have Sublime 3 as my editor for the last 15 years, and I don't even know if you can use something like Gemini. I don't even know the names of the stuff in my Sublime. Is it possible? I don't know. No one uses Sublime 3. What's wrong with you? I mean, on the other hand, what's right with you? So the thing is, I have no idea. I mean, I use AI, and I was using it the other day. I mean, I use it every day to Google. I mean, maybe it's not Googling anymore. It's just you get this AI answer, and I fucking love it. But I use it, for example, to ask, hey, what if I want to I don't want to use hash slice. I want a faster implementation. Is there something? And it gave me this really cool answer. So that's how I use AI. So that's basically how my grandmother, if she was still alive, would be using AI. So it's really, it's very basic, and you probably walk out of this room thinking, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? And the other thing is that I also don't want to talk about Trailblazer anymore because it gets really boring for you and for me. And I decided to not give talks last year, this year. Not that anyone invited me anyway, but I decided not to give talks anymore until there's something significantly LLM significantly new to show. Oh, I love the AI crowd. So my plan was not to give a talk. So basically, everything in that message that said do something with AI and Trailblazer felt wrong to me. But since we're here, I should probably talk a little bit about Trailblazer, right? Did you see that animation? Okay, good. Why was there no random applause? Is it actually random applause when you announce it? I mean, it's not random. It's like, tell me, I don't know, a random number 3, whatever. So in order to tell you my story about AI and the way I discovered how fucking awesome that stuff is, I need to show you just a tiny little bit of Trailblazer. So Trailblazer has an awesome logo. I created it. It's not AI created. And of course, this is an AI talk, so I asked, hey, ChatGPT, LLM, give me a brief overview in 3 sentences about Trailblazer. And it gave me this, Trailblazer operation was a US military and I didn't really know that exists. I know there's a basketball team and there's a car called Trailblazer, but I didn't know about that. So I asked again, and it already, after 1 prompt, forgot that I wanted 3 sentences, and it gave me this huge document. But it was beautiful. In summary, the operation abstraction, blah, 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 structured and powerful way to handle business logic in Ruby. It's awesome, it's amazing. Or what does it say? Oh yeah, it's maintainable. So that was already a great way to use AI. I think it's ridiculous, but I really like. So anyway, so I'm going to show you Trailblazer myself without using ChatGPT. So Trailblazer has a lot of different layers and a lot of different tools and frameworks and gems and whatever. But the core of the meat is what we call an operation. So that's kind of a business logic or service object abstraction. So it's a class, and then you add those steps that you want the code to be executed in that order. And you have some. Usually, you can use it in any kind of abstraction level, but you usually use it when you want to have sequentially executed code and you want to be in control of the flow. So like, I don't know, find a model, validate incoming params, save the model, and for example, update an SKU, and it's kind of super obvious that this is going to be run linear in a sequential way, and that's basically it. So the way you use that is, as an example, inside of a controller action. So you don't have the code sitting in the controller action, you have that in the operation, and you call the operation from the controller action. Like, I don't know, a product. I forgot already what was my example domain. About domains, by the way, did you know that DDD is, okay, I'll stop it. So there's product, operation, update, call, and then I pass everything I want the operation to know from the outside into that call method as options. And then the operation returns a result object, and you can ask the result object, were you successful or were you not successful? And then you can handle those cases and render something or redirect or whatever. And I know exactly everyone here is either super bored already or is wondering, how does the operation know I was being successful, right? I mean, everyone is nodding. That is the question that is going through your mind. And the thing is that in Trailblazer operation, the way you implement those steps, it's usually a method. It can be any kind of callable. And those methods, I mean, forget about the signature, forget about what they receive. This is a different talk. You can look it up on YouTube. It can return true or false, and obviously, when you return true, the find model will signalize to Trailblazer, I was successful, so Trailblazer is going to execute validate params. If you execute false, Trailblazer is automatically going to skip the remaining steps. I mean, this is just really basic 5% of the features, but so that's kind of how it works. So you have steps in an operation, and the steps can say yes or no. I was being successful or not. So that's the quintessence of Trailblazer. That's basically it. I think this is enough for a lightning talk. The answer to my question is, can you teach old dogs new tricks? No. Thank you very much. I'm joking. He was already running on stage. I have 10 minutes, right? So first it was 15 minutes, then it switched to 5, and now it's 10 or something.
You had 10 minutes, okay.
Is it already over? So just really quickly to show you my deep dive into AIs. So in Trailblazer, there is this kind of logic that executes this one step, and if that step was successful, the next and the next and the next, and in the end you end up in some kind of success or failure state. So that there's some kind of logic to that. And if some state fails, the Trailblazer will automatically skip the remaining steps and blah, blah, blah. So there's some logic to that. But then after a couple of years, I found out, okay, we also need some steps, like library steps to be run before or after the actual business steps. So that's, again, logic. And then those kind of steps, again, need like logic around them in order to implement features like tracing, for example. The problem is that every different color you see here, all those 3 different layers have different implementations. So there's different signatures, there's different interfaces to the objects, there's different stuff that is being passed around. It really sucked. So I started to rewrite that. And you cannot see it, but it says like 10 months ago, and the other thing says like 2 months ago. And so it's been like different branches I played with. different ideas. I was not even considering using AI because I'm fucking stupid. And so this has been going on. So the rewrite of this of the internals has been going on for months. And I asked my friend, "What should I do this talk about?" And he said, "Play with it. I think you will enjoy it." And then I realized, he's talking about Claude. Okay, so and I actually started to play with Claude. I wasn't sure if you're gonna. Okay. So what I did is I opened Claude. I thought it's really complicated. Oh God, I sound like my grandmother, really. And I said, "Hey, can you check out an open source repository and check out different branches because I have this refactoring. I need your advice." And it said, "Yeah, of course I can help you. This is cool. Where's the URL?" Wait, it said. Oh, this is the wrong. So it told me basically send me diffs of your branches, and I said, "Hey, but if I send you the diffs, how would you understand the rest of the repository?" "That's a really good point." And and then it started to tell me, "Yeah, it's actually a good idea to send me the lib directory." And I said, "Okay, this is cool, but how would you understand the framework without seeing tests?" And then I said, "You're absolutely right." So I really felt like, wow, this is awesome. So and and then I needed a break. I said, "Will you still be there in 2 hours?" "I'll be there." But I mean, it told me the commands I need to run and to send the zip of the Git repository because it doesn't have an outbound internet connection, probably because I'm using the free version. And so I told it, here's the URL and here are the branches I need. And it said, "Okay, cool, I'm gonna download them." And I walked away, and in the wink of my eye, I saw how it already started to respond. And it was really fast. I mean, the repository is not so big, but it was like in seconds. And for an old man, a second is, So it actually gave me an overview about the architectural concepts within a few seconds, and they were actually spot on. And I mean, you're bored, but I was really, I sat there looking at, this is just a few days ago, I sat there, what the hell? Like, how can this machine understand ideas? Because I thought I'm special, I do frameworks, I don't do application development. Obi is already face palming. Does that mean I'm hired? So I didn't know that I can use Claude to discuss architectural stuff. I thought I can tell Claude, "Hey, make the button red," or something like that. But it actually gave me this drill down. It told me, "Hey, you used to have 3 objects and 3 arguments, and now you make them 2 arguments. That's because of this and that." I was fucking blown away already. So it gave me this. I mean, it always does this beautiful overview and examples and stuff. So it's. I sat there. I didn't even read all of that because after a few paragraphs, I already knew. Okay, this is my new best friend, and and it actually. I mean, it understood things I didn't even know are a thing, and it gave names to things that. I had those comments, and it learned from the comments and knew, okay, so you always call that, I don't know, flow options, but in this version, it's actually, you call it lib context, but it's exactly the same. And I mean, this is really, really hidden and implicit behavior in that library code. So that's not just like, oh, this button is red. So it gave me this overview. I read through it, thinking, oh my goodness, we are doomed. So I had to digest that, and I needed about 2 hours to think, okay, how am I going to use this? And this is, by the way, we're almost done, so don't worry. So I had to, I thought, okay, so it understands everything I do, almost. What am I going to ask it? Because there's only 1 token left. How am I going to use? I mean, I need to ask it something that is feasible for me, something that really helps me. So I formulated for 2 hours this question, and I mean, don't read through it. It's really specific, and it's super specific stuff. I couldn't even. I mean, it took me like a half an hour to formulate that question. And that's the problem I'm going to come to in a second. So I asked it, hey, should I be doing this very specific thing, or should I be doing that specific thing? And it gave me different options and different ideas. And actually, one of the ideas was exactly the idea I already implemented without showing it to Claude. So, shit, that stuff is fucking smart. And really, I'm still sweating from my excitement. So the problem was that. So what I figured out is I usually work alone, and I don't have to talk to anyone about what I want or what I'm doing. And if anyone is asking me, "What are you working on? Can I help?" I always think it's going to take longer to formulate my question or my status or something than to just do it myself. So writing a concrete question to Claude took me a while, but the outcome was crazy. So I think that's my problem, because so the stuff I'm doing is not super complex, but I really struggle with formulating what I'm doing, because I think I have a good intuition for coding, but I'm lacking knowledge. So knowledge is that feels wrong because, and then you have a reason. I'm more like that feels wrong because I don't know, like a second argument is more complex. So I'm lacking this explanational part, even though I think when I have a decision, it might become right after 1 or 2 years. So what I need to learn is that I need to formulate my thoughts. I can be sloppy. I don't have to say, hey, this is exactly what I want to know. I can just say, hey, make it better or something. And it will tell me something cool. So I think we're all fucked. But on the other hand, what I figured out for myself is that if I felt like special. I'm doing libraries. I cannot be replaced by AI. No way. If I get replaced by AI, whatever. I'm just going to do something like opening a bar, or I don't know, making documentaries about animals or something. You can generate them with AI. So because we were talking a lot about people being scared of losing their jobs. I mean, you're all going to lose your jobs. So let's open a bar together. So I think if I come up with this same question again, I think you know the answer. And speaking of bars, where's the after party? See you there. Thank you.